Hello and welcome back to the must-have lot series. Today we are finally taking on the world of Newcrest, and I've actually decided to do a couple of variations of Newcrest. So today this version of Newcrest is going to be base game only. I wanted to do a version that was super usable for anyone with The Sims, so that's what we're doing today. So let's hop into the video. Newcrest is honestly a lot to handle, so I made a little graphic to kind of lay out where all of our lots are going to go. The world, like most worlds, has 3 neighborhoods, and each neighborhood has 5 lots in it. So this section over here is going to be kind of our like park wedding venue community lot type of vibes over in this zone. Over on this strip we're going to have more of like a neighborhood type of vibe. So we're going to have 3 houses in the center with a neighborhood pool and a library on the end. And then over here we have like a little mini neighborhood with a museum and a park that connects to it. I imagine the lots are kind of connected, and I did that with a lot of the lots. I really wanted them to make sense and flow together. So let me show you all the lots that I chose. We're here in the world of Newcrest, and I think it looks stunning with all the lots placed down. We're gonna start here on the left side at Llamas Lagoon, starting with the Newcrest Park by HoneybeeJosie, and all of this is gonna be linked in the description as always. This is an absolutely stunning base game park, and really one of the only things I feel fit very well here on this large 50 by 40 lot. We've got a little park area for the kids, some little fishing pond zones, this beautiful area in the center with the statue and some lovely landscaping and beautiful benches. They've got a little chest zone over here. We've got a little bathroom in the back corner, and it just landscaped out so well. It really feels like it's a part of this area of the world, but an absolutely stunning park that I think is so perfect for right here. Next up is the Newcrest New and Best Gym by thebeastbiscuit. I really wanted to stick to this New Orleans style of build because you can see that that's what's used as the like filler lots, like the fake lots in the area. There's a little cityscape out in the back, but it seems like we're in the downtown area of New Orleans, which is where the base game world is inspired after. It's a lovely gym. On the top floor there's an open area here, which if you have packs you could turn into a yoga studio or something like that, but as of now you could just have your Sims dance here for some fitness. They've got the big bathrooms up here, and then down below we have a beautiful gym space, and in the very back of the lot they have a nice little pool area with a couple of lounge spaces. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. Look at the little lockers. Oh wait, I didn't notice those before. I think they did a fabulous job with this gym though, and I think it fits the world of Newcrest so well. Something about bars being next to gyms just feels right to me. I actually regularly do that. So next up is the Old Crest Bar by lilsimsie. Once again, very much that New Orleans style of build. I love the patio area out here. I think it fits this lot so well, and it matches well with the other lots that we have selected. On the top floor, there's a nice lounge area with a games table, some books, some little couch seating zones. And then on the bottom floor is where the actual bar is. I love how this bar is like a big wraparound bar. There's only one bar here, but it looks bigger than that just because of the use of the island counters. This is a bar, but it's also decorated to be a lounge, I'm pretty sure. So I'm certain you could change it if you wanted to. I also love that the bar access for the employee is through the back, and that they have like a little employee entrance with the trash cans here. And then they also have some nice outdoor seating with a little fountain out here as well. I think this is a great base game bar lot. I think it's so cute here too. Moving back to our more park themed area, we have a wedding venue to look at. This is the base game wedding venue by CharlyZeu. I really love this one in particular because it feels like an extension of the park that we placed down, just a little bit more romantic with some of the pink trees. But there are actually pink trees over on this side of the world, so it just felt perfect. The actual wedding venue is so lovely. It has this like almost moat is probably not the right word, but like a beautiful water effect around it. They even like separately placed all these bows on the chair. Like the details that they did for this to make it so pretty, immaculate. We've got this lovely little arch with the pink flowers again, and then if you keep moving on, they've got a little bar space and a reception hall here at the bottom of this little church type venue. It's absolutely lovely. There's also a full kitchen here, so if you forget your wedding cake, you can have somebody bake one. Super helpful. And if you have a caterer, they can use that too. Bathrooms are behind that here. And there is like a little bit of use of the steeple. They have a small bathroom zone up here, so you can have your Sims use that if you needed like a sink or a shower. But if you just need a toilet, this little one tucked back here will do just fine. Also, I feel like I need to mention the open doors on the church. So beautiful. The details here are absolutely stunning. And across from that, we have a little lounge. This is the Love Struck Motel BG for base game. I know you may be thinking this is a little weird to have here, but I had a storyline in mind. Obviously, if you have packs, you could use for rent or even the businesses and hobbies expansion pack to make this feel like more of a functional hotel space. But with just base game, it gets the job done. But in my head, this whole area is kind of set up for wedding venue-ness. So you can have your guest stay overnight here at this hotel before they go to the wedding venue. And then you could have like your reception or maybe like the day before your wedding at the bar over here. But so in my head, the guests can stay here if they're coming from out of town, maybe from another world or something. But also it's just very cute and beautiful. We've got like a little kitchen area right here. They have several rooms that all look very similar. Most have the 2 beds in them like a typical hotel space would. But here's just like a quick little look at all of those. They also have like working areas, like a little reception zone and some extra desk spaces and whatnot back here. Outside they have the bar space here. And they even managed to squeeze in like a little hot tub up here, which I think is so fun and cute. I don't see like myself bringing Sims here to visit this as an actual lounge, but I would definitely bring my Sims here and pretend like they were staying at a hotel. So hopefully you like that storyline too. Next, let's move up to the area of Bridgeview, starting with another little park. This one is actually also called Newcrest Park, but this one's by DeadlyBloodRoses. It's obviously a bit of a smaller park, but it feels a little bit more kid oriented with the way that they do some of these like fun little gnome sculptures around, and the landscaping is just a little bit more colorful. It does have everything that a normal park would need though. And then there is this little building over here, which the bathrooms are in. But in my head, this park is a part of the museum. Like maybe you have school field trips here, and after you go and take a look around the museum, you can then go hang out at the park for a little while. So I really liked it for that reason, but also it is just like a perfect little park. I love the pathing and stuff that they have here and how everything kind of has its own zone. I'm a big fan of that setup. But moving right across the street to the museum. This is the Basegame Museum by elfathiera, and I love the style of this. It fits perfectly with these debug lots happening in the back and even kind of across the street. I think it's so beautiful. It is a museum and a base game museum, so it's a little sparse just because there's really not that much with just base game to put in these museum spaces, so that's not really a fault of the creator. We've got a check-in desk right when you walk in with so many different art pieces. I love these like jewelry displays that they used. I think those are really nice for a museum. More art on the walls back here, and then if you walk through these arches, there's a grand piano room with some more art on the wall. We also have a little chest space over here with more art. So I like that there's a lot of different skill building items your Sims can use as well. And then upstairs, there's a beautiful little landing with some more art and whatnot around. We've got the bathroom space over here on this side. And then over on the other side, we have an art and woodworking room that you can have your Sims use to skill build. But I think this is the perfect base game museum lot. Right next door to that, we have the London Row Townhouses by Dr. Ashley. This set of townhouses matches so perfectly with the museum right next door. It kind of just feels like a natural extension, but it also kind of matches the style once again in the world around us. You can obviously have multiple families live here. You can very clearly see the rows of houses. So we're gonna just kind of do a top-down view look at this. If you have other packs like for rent, when for rent works again, this would be a great lot to use and change it over to that. But if not, you could just have your family live here and lock the doors to the other townhouses. All of them are 3 stories. So on the bottom is kind of their open concept kitchen, living, dining, and then bedrooms, bathrooms on the 2nd floor, and same thing on the very top floor. And all 3 houses have their own little backyard spaces separated by the hedge fencing. They're all very beautiful and unique in their own way. The outside of this lot I find to be especially stunning, and the inside is also absolutely beautiful. But something about the way that the exterior is done, like it's technically flat, but they still have so much interest, and I just love that. Right behind all of that, we have the Basegame Family Townhouse by DeadlyBloodRoses, and this lot only costs 13,627 simoleons, so it is a definite starter home. Now, this starter home is actually completely unfurnished, so it's got the exterior done for you, and it even has a lovely little floor plan, but there's no actual furniture, so this would be a fun one if you maybe like to decorate but not build. So I did want to include something like that just because we had so many lots to fill with base game only. I love this house. I think the exterior is so beautiful. The landscaping is absolutely lovely. I love the car detail. And if you like to furnish, I think this is the perfect house for you. Right next door to that, we have the Dream base game starter, which is just under 20,000 simoleons, which is not a true starter if you only move in with one sim. You can technically have 4 sims total live here because on the very top floor, we've got a little landing space and a bedroom here. And then downstairs we have a double bedroom here and then another single bedroom over here with open concept kitchen, living, and dining. There is only 1 bathroom though, so that might be something you want to expand later. They do have some yard space, which is very well landscaped, but you definitely don't have a lot of room to grow here. But it's a pretty nicely sized house to begin with, so I think it's a great place for your sims to start. And last but not least, we're gonna move down Ridgeline Drive, starting with our pool lot. This is the Willow Creek Pool by Analea. Obviously, this is meant to go in Willow Creek, but Willow Creek and Newcrest are like basically the same, so it fits really well here too. Technically, the front of the lot is this way, but I actually kind of like it being this way. There's entrances from both directions, so it's not super odd to have it faced like this. But essentially, you would walk up into the building, and then of course we have a nice little indoor pool area, which is so nice, especially if you have seasons. And that's also where our bathrooms are. They even included a couple of little treadmills in here so your sims can work out. And then you can go through these doors and visit the outdoor patio area, which will then lead you to the large outdoor pool space. I think it's really simply done and decorated, but I think that's part of what makes it so gorgeous and timeless feeling. And I think this is the perfect base game pool lot. Next up, we've got 3 different houses. None of these are starters. They're all quite expensive, and we're gonna look at them in kind of rapid fire. So let's hop into it. For starters, here's a look at all of them together from here to over here. You can tell they're all very much the same style, but without being the same, which was really important to me. I wanted them to all fit that New Orleans style once again, but still have their own uniqueness about them. I thought about going for something a little more suburban until I looked across the street and we were kind of met with those same style of houses. So then it felt wrong to go more craftsman, but I love the styles that we ended up choosing. So here's our first one, and it is the cheapest of the 3. The landscaping is absolutely gorgeous. I love the use of the fence. And then when you go in, we've got the living room and then kitchen and dining here. I love this layout of kitchen and dining together and the living room being a little bit more separated. We also have a little mini office tucked in here and a large downstairs bathroom. And then past the dining room, there is a little door to get outside where we then have a telescope, a woodworking station, and some little monkey bars and planter boxes and a little grill even. Upstairs, we've got 3 total bedrooms. We've got a toddler room, a room for twins maybe, or 2 younger sims, and then we've got our primary bedroom. No attached baths anywhere, but there is another hallway bathroom here. So it's a pretty typical 3-bed, 2-bath, which I think is debatably the perfect size home. And of course, she's so cute. Next door, we have the Base Game New Orleans home by Tropico Lad. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath house, so just a little bit bigger than the one next door and also a little more expensive, but it has this beautiful wraparound porch, which is a very New Orleans style of thing to do. Walking in the front door, you're met with a little stairway landing, and then everything is kind of closed off in this one, which I like and feels like more of an older house style, which I think makes sense for this. We've got our living room, and then through that our dining room, and then through that our kitchen. There's also a little bathroom downstairs, and then a little room that leads out to the back porch again and to this beautiful little pool area. We've also got some planter boxes out here, and then they have a whole dedicated woodworking shed. Upstairs, we have our 3 bedrooms. They've got a pink room, a blue room, and then the primary bedroom with an attached ensuite. And then they also have a hallway bathroom here. There is also a dedicated office space, so if you wanted to use that for a bedroom, you could renovate it. But I think this is super well decorated and so pretty. When I look at builds like this, I'm like, how? Because I don't know if I could manage this with Basegame. Truly, this is stunning. And then our last home we have placed down is this Basegame NOLA Townhouse by Pluto Plume. It is also a 3-bed, 2-bath, and I think maybe my favorite out of the 3, although they're all gorgeous. This one just has a lot of details that I really love. It also has such a nice and calming color scheme in here. It's very like white and like soft blue tones, which is just a personal favorite of mine. We've got our living room with a little chess table, our kitchen here, and then over on this side, we've got our dining room. And it is a very shotgun style of house, which is a very New Orleans style of house where you can see the back door from the front door. So going through that, we have a cute little backyard area with a little patio and lots of garden planters. And it looks like they have an easel here on the back porch as well. And they also have a little downstairs half bath. Upstairs, we've got our landing, and then we've got 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths. So this is our primary bedroom. It doesn't have an attached ensuite, but they have this one right here that you could say is theirs, I think. And then we've got these 2 bedrooms, which look pretty identical. I feel like they're not really decorated with Sims in mind, but I'm okay with that. Because if you didn't want to live in this house, then you could just plop down any family and it would work nicely. But I think this one is so cute. I actually think this whole strip is so cute. So let's move on to our library next. Last but certainly not least is the Newcrest Public Library by Spoonie TSG. I love this one so much. I think it's the little clock tower that just really does it for me. I think it's so adorable. Right when you walk in, you're met with a little check-in desk area, and it looks like they even have like a little employee zone with a fridge and a sink. Moving through, we have a cute little kid area over here. You can even bring babies. Wait, that's so cute. But a little space for the kiddos. We've got some little study desk here, and then in these rooms, a couple of little bathrooms. They even managed to fit a little gym space in here that I did not notice the first time I looked at this lot, but that's actually kind of funny. And there's another bathroom here, so several bathrooms. And then upstairs is where the real library happens. There's not a ton of big bookshelves. This library feels like more of a skill building library, but I kind of love that. And obviously, if you have other packs with like more full bookshelves, you could swap these out. But I love how there's study areas. They've even included Wabbit tablets, some games tables, some lounge places for reading, a little mix of study spots and computer spots, and then lots of skill building items. So we've got the piano, the guitar, 2 easels, the workout things downstairs. We've got the bonsai trees outside, as well as planter boxes for your Sims to use. There's actually planter boxes like all around. Something I don't see that I feel like I should see are chess tables, but maybe I just missed it. The chess tables are all in front of the window, I guess because they're like the same color as the floor. I totally missed it. Can you imagine playing chess with this pretty little view of the city? That would be so fun. But I love this library. I think it's a fabulous Basegame library, and I just love the exterior shape. Something about it makes me so happy. But that is it for the Basegame version of our must-have Newcrest lot. So we're gonna do a quick call out for where everything's at, just so you know where to place the lots. So let's go in order on how we looked at them. Starting here in Llamas Lagoon, we have the Newcrest Park. Across the street from that is the gym. Across the street from that is the bar. And then we've got the wedding venue right next to the park, and right across the street from that is the Motel, which is a lounge. Down in Bridgeview, we've got the Newcrest Park also. This is a national park instead of being just a regular park like this one. Across the street from that is the museum. Here are the set of townhouses, and then over on this back corner are the 2 starter homes. And then down the row, we've got the Willow Creek Pool, our 3 more substantial houses. And then at the very end of that row, we have the Newcrest Public Library. The next version of Newcrest is going to be no hold back on packs, so we'll include things like cafes, spas, restaurants, and whatnot. Let me know if you have any ideas for how that should look in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, comment your favorite lot that we showcased today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!